Alongside Cheryl Pounder, tonight marks a rematch of last year's Western Conference Final that saw Edmonton eliminate Dallas in 6 games. Cheryl, with just over 3 weeks left in this year's regular season, we want you to list it. Who are your top 5 contenders in the West?
Okay, I'm listing it here in the West. I'm going to start with number 5, and I'm going with the Edmonton Oilers here. Listen, you can't eliminate the Draisaitl and McDavid effect, in particular in the playoffs. I love their acquisitions in Wallman on D, and of course Trent Frederick up front. You know, when ice closes up in the playoffs, he can do a job, but the question mark still remains for me in and around the paint and the goaltending, a big question and cause of concern, which has me at number 5. So let's go to number 4, shall we? How about the Vegas Golden Knights? 4-game winning streak right now, and I just have these trees on the back end in my mind, pushing everything to the outside, making sure that they protect the middle of the ice. So that for me is absolutely huge, and a power play that's operating at first in the league. And when you look at that and those numbers, incredible. Specialty teams are huge. That has me putting them at number 4. Let's go to number 3, the Winnipeg Jets, a Canadian team that have been outstanding from start to finish this year. I go with the likes of Sandberg and Morrissey and a top line that has been outstanding, although Vilardi is out of lineup right now. They didn't bolster that second line at the trade deadline, which has me concerned, which is why they're in that 3 hole. But you got to go with Connor Hellebuck here. If anyone's got a chance because of their goaltender, it's going to be the Winnipeg Jets. Now I'll head to number 2. It's going to be the Colorado Avalanche. Bolstered their lineup in that 2 hole with Brock and Nelson, of course, a group that has Nate McKinnon and Makar on the back end. We can go on and on about the pace and speed of this group. A natural contender that can go toe-to-toe with anyone, which brings me to numero uno, and it's going to be the Dallas Stars from front to back. This is a group to be contended with. You've got Ottinger. You're going to have Heiskanen back on the back end, and then you got the likes of Robertson and Rantanen up front, and oh yeah, PK that's operating first in the league. I'm looking at them and saying they're going to look to be Stanley Cup champions because they are going to be difficult to stop, Gino.
All right. So you got the Oilers at number 5. On the upside, though, since they're in the Pacific, they wouldn't have to face your top 3 ranked teams until at least the Western Conference Final. Does that make you think that a return to the Cup Final is possible, or are the limitations in net and on defense too much to overcome?
They're going to have to outscore their defensive woes, right? And when you've got the likes of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, you know, anything can happen. You watch their playoff performances last year. You know, they were down 3 games zip against the Florida Panthers, and they found their way back. Listen, when you look at the East, you look at the West, anything can happen when you get down to these games. Ice is going to close up, but 2 guys who know how to get it done, not all the way though, are McDavid and Draisaitl. So I'll never bet against them when you look at what they can do, but I do think the path there is difficult because they're going to have to outscore their competition, and in doing that, they've got to give up less goals in front of their paint, and so their defense has to be strong, the great defensive structure, but it comes down to goaltending for me. You can't let in any soft ones, and you can't continually give up high danger to opportunities to your opponent.
By the way, FanDuel agrees with your number 1 choice. They've got the Stars as the co-favorites to win the Stanley Cup, along with the Florida Panthers.